वैदेही सहितं सुरद्रुमतले हैमे महामण्टपे मध्ये पुष्पकमासने मणिमये वीरासने सुस्थितम् अग्रे वाचयति प्रभञ्जनसुते तत्त्वं मुनिभ्यः परं व्याख्यान्तं भरतादिभिः परिवृतं रामं भजे श्यामलम्. Heart of Sundara Kanda, today's topic. Heart of Sundara Kanda is none other than Lord Srinivasa. Therefore, it is apt to deliver this discourse here in Srinivasa's temple, Lord Venkateswara's temple. Why Srinivasa is the heart of Sundara Kanda? Srinivasa, if you go to the root of this name, Shrihi means Mahalakshmi. Sri Nivasa, Nivasa means abode, abode of Mahalakshmi. In him, always Mahalakshmi dwells. If you go to the temple of Lord Venkateswara in Tirumala, you don't see a separate Sannidhi for Mahalakshmi there. This is simply because Mahalakshmi is inseparable from the main deity, a Moolamurti. Of course, regarding Utsava, he is always there with Sri Devi and Bhudevi. In Moolamurti, Mahalakshmi always resides in the heart of Lord Venkateswara. Puja itself is like that. You can see there Sahasranamarchana or Ashtottara Shatanamarchana done to Lord Venkateswara at his lotus feet. After that, Kunkumarchana to his chest, where Mahalakshmi resides. So, to the same deity, two pujas are happening. Mahalakshmi Archana and Venkateshwara Archana, which means they are inseparable. Ramayana says, Ananya Raghavenaham Bhaskarena Prabhayata. Sita says in Ramayana, me and Rama are inseparable like sun and sun rays. The same words Rama also tells in Yuddhakanda. Ananyahi Maya Sita Bhaskarena Prabhayata. So they are inseparable couple, Venkateshwara and Mahalakshmi. And Sundarakanda's theme is to show that they are inseparable. In that way, Srinivasa becomes the heart of Sundarakanda. Sri Ramanujaacharya, a very great acharya, philosopher, he goes to Tirumala for what? To learn Ramayana. This is interesting. Sri Ramanujaacharya plans to learn Ramayana. After completing the commentary of Brahma Sutras, what is the name of his commentary? Yes, Shivashya. In fact, the objective of Shivashya is also to establish Srinivasa. That's why the commentary starts with the statement Brahmanish Srinivase. Okay. Establishing Srinivasa is called as Vishishta Advaita. Because Bhagavan is always Shriya Visishtaha, always inseparable from his Kalyana Gunas, auspicious virtues. Bhagavan is always inseparable from his Shakti, which is Mahalakshmi. Only to establish this, he wrote Shibhashya. After the completion of Shibhashya, he wants to submit that Grantha, the feet of Lord Venkateshwara. He goes to Tirumala. Just imagine, hope that you understand the depth of this event. Shibhashya is one of the most important texts of Vedanta. Sri Ramanuja's matchless magnum opus. After the completion of the Shibhashya, if he goes to Tirumala to learn Ramayana, then Ramayana is not just a small storybook, a trivial storybook. It has something else. That's very interesting. Even to learn Vedanta, even to learn the commentary of Brahma Sutra, one should have a very great qualification. He is the writer, he is the author of the commentary. Such a great philosopher, after doing all these things, he goes to Tirumala to learn Ramayana. And when he saw this Tirumala, the whole Tirumala appears to him as divine. Divine in the sense, the whole Tirumala, which has 7 hills, they to him appear as Shesha. Okay, Adisesha, you might have heard of it. I don't know why he is called as Adisesha. Of course, Puranas give some meaning. I agree with that meaning, but I have something in my mind. Purana says Shishyase Sesha Sanyaha. See, Shesha is unmanifest nature. When the manifest nature merges in Pralaya, that which remains is called as Sesha. Shesha means that which remains. I am not contented with this etymological meaning. As I said, I have some other thing in mind. Shesha is called as Shesha because he is always Shesha to Lord Narayana. Shesha, the very name reveals Visishtadvaita. Okay. I don't know how to translate the word Shesha here. He is always Shesha to, Shesha Bhuta to Lord Narayana. Or Amsha to Lord Narayana. How to translate the word Amsha or Shesha in English? I don't know. And while Ramanuja is talking about Jeevathma in Bhagavad Gita Bhashya, he calls Jiva as Bhagavat Cheshataika Rasa. That's very interesting. Let me, if time permits, I will detail later. What is this Bhagavat Cheshataika Rasa? Jiva has its content only as Bhagavat Chesha. Can anybody help me to translate this word Shesha in English? Thank you. Yes, we can say like that. Ah, yes, that also can be. Yeah. Integral part, subservient. And he adds 2 more words. One, rasa. Sheshata rasa means having the delight, being integral part, being subservient to the divine. Okay, this is the meaning. Bhagavat Sheshata rasa. And he adds one more eka. Bhagavat Cheshataika rasa means having the delight as subservient nature of the divine alone. Okay, Bhagavat Cheshataika Rasa. And this is the core nature of a Jiva according to Ramanuja. And because of this reason, Adisesha is called as Sesha. He is the first Sesha. He is a role model. Okay, role model which every Jiva has to follow. This is Sesha, Adisesha. And why this Adisesha is in serpent form? This question, I don't think, I'm not deriving from any Purana or Tantra answer. I'm just telling whatever I feel in this context. He remains as a serpent because serpent is flexible to serve. If Bhagavan stands, he can become an umbrella. If Bhagavan is sitting, he can become a seat. Nindral Kudayam, Irundal Siggasanamam. Therefore, I can assume any form, any shape through which I can do some kainkariam to the Lord Narayana. Adisesha thought like that, therefore he became a serpent. And if Bhagavan wants to lie, then he becomes a bed. In this way, in all means, I have to serve him. For that, I am very comfortable to be in a serpent form, to have a serpent shape. So the same serpent, Adisesha, he appears as Tirumala here. I can't place my foot upon this great Bhagavata. It becomes a Bhagavatapachara. Therefore, anyhow, I have to have darshan of Lord Venkateshwara. For all these 7 hills, I will travel through my kneel, on my kneel. This is how Sri Ramanujaacharya decided. And he tied his leg, started to ascend upon the mountain through his kneel. Again, you might have heard of this word, Murangal Mudichu, in Tirumala. Generally, people say, when we are ascending, we feel pain in knee, therefore it is called as Murangal Mudichu. But I see in a different way again. Sri Ramanuja ascended on the mountain through his knee, therefore it is Murangal Mudichu. And his guru, his acharya, Sri Shaila Purna. In Tamil, we call as Thirumalai Nambihal. Of course, Tamil name is original. Later, it is translated as Sri Shaila Purna in Sanskrit. Thirumalai Nambihal. This Thirumalai Nambihal, he learned that Ramanuja is on the way. He is upon the hill who has to teach Ramayana to Sri Ramanuja. This Thirumalai Nambihal is descending to see Ramanuja. He learns that Ramanuja is coming by his knee. Therefore, he is descending from the mountain to stop it. So, in the middle, Ramanuja and Thirumalai Nambihal, they are meeting. Sri Ramanuja prostrates before Thirumalai Nambihal. Thirumalai Nambihal requests Ramanujaacharya, please don't do this. Please walk by your foot. Don't worry. Of course, Mother Earth is Bhudevi. And so many logic he gives. You can walk through your foot. Still, Ramanuja is not convinced. Finally, he says, if you walk through your knee, then people will think they also have to do that. And people start to do this and they will feel difficult. Therefore, they will stop to come to Tirumala. Tirumala of their time. Okay. Today, we have such a huge crowd in Tirumala. On those days, it was a very difficult to travel Rarely people, even though Srinivasa is very glorious, rarely people come to Tirumala. Therefore, please stop this. If you do this, people will think that this is the tradition and we can't go there because we have to walk by knee, which is not possible. Then Sri Ramanujaacharya stopped. He agreed to walk by his foot. But then at that time, Sri Ramanujaacharya said to Thirumalai Nambihal, just to tell this, you have come all the way from the top of the hill to Galigopuram. And you are my acharya. I need to come to you. Gurumeva abhigachet samitpanihi srotriyam brahmanishtam. Shishya has to approach acharya. Acharya should not come to Shishya. And to tell this, you could have sent some trivial boy. Why did you come by yourself? Ramanuja asked Thirumalai Nambihal. Some boy who is least, who is very trivial, can be sent. Thirumalai Nambihal said, I don't see anyone who is more trivial than me, least than me. Therefore, I came by myself. This is what he said. And this is the first Lakshana. By this, you can understand that he can teach Ramayana. The first qualification for an acharya who can teach Ramayana is this humility, is this humbleness. This is the acharya's lakshana. One of the most important acharya lakshana is this humbleness. Thirumalai Nambihal must have learned this humbleness unconsciously from the great acharya found in Ramayana. Who is that acharya in Ramayana? Hanuman. Adyatve Hanumat Samena Guruna Prakyapitarthaf Puban Lanka. என்னப்பா அது ஸ்லோகம்? நீ காலம்புற தான் சொன்னா. அதான் முழுக்க சொல்றியா? தர்போதக்ர தசானனேந்திரிய மனோனத்தஞ்சராதிஷ்டிதே கே கே. நீயே சொல்லுங்க. தேஹேஸ் அத்யத்வே ஹனுமத் சமேன குருணாக பிரக்யாபிதார்த்தப் புமான் லங்காருத்த விதேஹராஜ தனயா நியாயேன லாலப்யதே. This is a beautiful sloka. Metaphor. The whole of sloka is filled with metaphor. This is from Sankalpa Suryodaya, a very nice drama by Swami Desikan, Vedanta Desikar. In that Sankalpa Suryodaya, this shloka comes, Adyatve Hanumat Samena Guruna, an acharya who resembles Hanuman, has to console this jiva who suffers in samsara. Vedanta Desikar says. This shloka brings the essence of Sundara Kanda. This shloka brings the heart of Sundara Kanda. Okay. Today morning she was chanting, so I thought I can chant this shloka here in lecture. Darpodagra dasananendriya mano naktanchara dishtite. Sundarakanda has only 3 concepts. Okay. Only to convey these 3 concepts, this Kavya named Sundarakanda has come. Sundarakanda is a Kavya. Valmiki Ramayana itself is a Kavya. Yeah, we all know that Valmiki Ramayana is a Kavya. But Sundarakanda is a part of Valmiki Ramayana. How can it be a separate Kavya? Even though it's a part of Valmiki Ramayana, it is also a Kavya. It's a separate Kavya. Like Bhagavad Gita. Mahabharata is a Shastra. Bhagavad Gita is a part of Mahabharata, but Bhagavad Gita is a separate Shastra. Okay. Whether you read the whole of Mahabharata or not, we read Bhagavad Gita. Many of us may not know that it is a part of Mahabharata. Our elders, whether they read the whole of Ramayana or not, they have the practice of reciting Sundara Kanda. Ramayana can be seen in many ways. It can be seen as a Shastra, it can be seen as an Itihasa. But Valmiki Valmiki himself quite often calls Ramayana as a Kavya. He prefers to call it as a Kavya. See, the words like Shastra and Itihasa, they are very big words compared to Kavya. In fact, we have some passages in Dharma Shastras like Kavya Lapamscha Varjayet. But somehow, anyhow, Maharshi Valmiki prefers to call his epic as a Kavya. What is Kavya? There are so many descriptions regarding this Kavya. Kavya should have uh, figures of speech. Kavya should have Ritu Varnana, descriptions of seasons. Kavya should have Nagara Varnana, city description, village description, so on and so forth. All those things are there. Kavya should be written Kavyam Yasase Arthakrite to gain the glory. So many descriptions are there, but these things don't define Kavya. Okay. We need to know the Lakshana of Kavya. Not just the features of Kavya, not just the attributes or qualities of a Kavya. Definition of Kavya is very important. Even with the, say Padma Purana has all these things. Hope that you know the word Padma Purana. Padma Purana has all these things. Which things? City description, village description, forest description, season description, figures of speech. But Padma Purana is not called as a Kavya. It is a Purana with all these things. Okay, it's Purana. Rigveda has all these things. It talks about seasons. It has figures of speech. Can you call Rigveda as a Kavya? No. Ramayana is called as a Kavya. Why? What is Kavya Lakshana? Very important. Here, the great literary critics of India, like Anandavardhana, yesterday I quoted him. Anandavardhana, in some other context I quoted. He wrote a book named Dhanyaloka. He was before a millennium. And he is a very great Kashmiri Sanskrit literary critic. You know, another great philosopher from Kashmir, Abhinavagupta. More or less, they talk the same thing. Regarding Anandavardhana, many of us may not know this name, but those who go through the graduation of Sanskrit definitely knows this name, Anandavardhana. He, in his literary criticism, Dhanyaloka, says Kavyam is a text which has a theme, and the author, who is called as Kavi in general, that Kavi is focused to the theme. The whole of Kavyam gets resonated to a single theme, and Kavi doesn't deviate from that theme at all. He may know so many things. Please understand. He may be even Sarvajna. He may know so many things. He doesn't want to convey to his audience or readers whatever he knows. He is not writing an encyclopedia. You know, Mahabharata is called as Encyclopedia Indiana by a great orator, Swami Chinmayananda. Mahabharata is Encyclopedia Indiana. But Ramayana is not an encyclopedia. Ramayana is not a Wikipedia. Ramayana has a purpose. Ramayana has a theme. And it resonates only with that theme. However attractive the things can be, the concepts can be, the stories can be, the author concentrates, author focuses only one thing, that is the content, that's the theme. He doesn't deviate from that theme at all. It may run for some 40,000 lines. See, biggest Kavya of the world. This is Ramayana. But the whole of Ramayana is to convey some theme and it doesn't deviate from the theme at all. This is a very important lakshana for a Kavya. Of course, this theme Maharshi Valmiki reveals in the very beginning. What is the theme? Sarva Guna Sampannatha. That's the theme. Konvasmin Sampratam Loke Gunavan. I want to know about a human being who is with tall virtues. And what are those virtues he is talking about? Then Narada deliberates. Valmiki presents 16 virtues. And Narada responds with 64 virtues. 16 into 4. So from this, a commentator writes, if you ask those who read Ramayana or listen to Ramayana, if they ask 1, they will get 4. Dasaratha desired for one son and did Putrakameshti, and he got 4 sons. And Dasaratha planned to coronate Rama, and finally it ended with 4 coronations. Paduka Pattabhisheka, Sugriva Pattabhisheka, Vibhishana Pattabhisheka, and Rama Pattabhisheka. The same way here in the beginning, Valmiki asks 16 questions and gets 64 answers. And what are these 16 and 64? They are all just simple human values. What does Valmiki convey through this? He clearly conveys that the whole epic stands for human values. That's all. Whole epic stands for human. It doesn't deviate from that. The epic is for that. Okay. So Kavya. Throughout the pages of Ramayana, you can see only the human values of Ramachandra. The one person. His Kalyana Gunas. Valmiki uses the word Kalyana Guna. Bahava Andrupa, Kalyana Guna. He is the first person to use this word, Kalyana Guna. And this very much appealed to Sri Ramanujaacharya. Therefore, in his Sri Bhashya, he again uses the word Kalyana Guna. What is the meaning of Kalyana Guna? Kalyana Guna. Kalyana means marriage. Of course, a Kalyana, the word Kalyan is a euphemistic expression for death also in North India. To us South Indians, it is marriage. Inko Kalyan ho gaya means mar gaya. Okay. But it's a literal meaning. Kalyanam means Mangala, auspicious. Auspicious virtues. Okay, as a literal meaning, is there any tone when Valmiki says, Bhavo Nripa Kalyana Gunaha Putrasya Santite, is there any tone? Yes, very subtle. For this, what I feel is, I quote from the Veda. The last chapter of Shukla Yajurveda, it talks about the form of the divine. It ends with the description of the form of the divine. There, this Upasaka, this devotee, after living the whole of his life in devotion, at the deathbed, see, Shukla Yajurveda ends with death. Very auspicious ending. Because it talks about the unity of this Upasaka, this devotee, and the divine. There he prays, this Upasaka prays. Kalyanatamam Rupam Tatte Pashyami. This is a prayer. Hiranmayena Patreda Satyasyapi Hitam Mukham Tattvam Pushan Apavrunu Satyadharma Yadrushtaye. O Lord, please remove the covering and reveal yourself to me for my sight of Satya and Dharma. Satyadharmaya Drishtaye. After that, Lord is revealing his form. About that form, this passage comes. Kalyana Tamam Rusi. Please understand. There are some people who say, in the Veda, God doesn't have form. Okay. I can prove in so many places the Veda talks about the divine form. This is one context. Shukla Yajurveda ends with the divine form. There, Shukla Yajurveda says, this Upasaka says, I am seeing my Lord's form, which is Kalyanatamam, the most auspicious. Kalyanatamam Rupam Te Pashyami. This most auspicious form of you I am seeing. This is what this Upasaka says. What's the meaning of Kalyanatama here in Veda? That is echoed in Ramayana, Kalyana Gunaha. Okay. What is the meaning of Kalyana Guna in Ramayana? In the same chapter, you can see Ayodhya Kanta's first chapter. Of course, the word Kalyana Guna comes in the second chapter. The same context. After describing all the virtues of Ramachandra, Maharshi Valmiki says, Loke Lokottaraihi Gunaihi. Yes, this is the point. Lokottaraihi Gunaihi. The virtues of Rama, even the form of Rama, these are beyond the material world. So, Kalyana Guna means the virtues beyond material world. So, in Sanskrit, Kalyana Guna can be interpreted as Aprakrita Guna, that which transcends matter, material world. And Valmiki brings an oxymoron here. When you go to Lord Venkateshwara or Narayana, you can clearly say he is Aprakrita. He transcends the material world. But when you come to Ramachandra, this oxymoron comes. He's not, Valmiki doesn't just tell Lokottara Guna, he says Loke Lokottara Gunai. Rama transcends material world, being in material world. That is Rama. That defines Rama. That defines Rama. Okay. And of course, there is a Vedic mantra for that too. Yo Martyeshu Amrutaha. Okay. Immortal among mortals. Veda says. Okay. Rigveda says this. Immortal among mortals. Ramachandra is immortal among mortals. One who is birthless takes birth. Ajayamano Bahuda Vijayate. Okay. So, anyhow, Rama's Kalyana Gunas, they transcend the material world, but he is in material world. That's the beauty of Ramachandra. The whole epic is to deliberate his virtues, the auspicious virtues, how they get manifested in this manifest material world. The spiritual values getting manifested in the material world. Eternal values for changing society. There is a book named Eternal Values for Changing Society. Have you read? Any of you? It's a nice book. So, okay, theme of Ramayana is said. What's the theme of Sundara Kanda? So, you called Sundara Kanda as a Kavya, an independent Kavya. What can be the theme of Sundara Kanda? That's a very interesting thing. Sundara Kanda's theme, it has only 3 characters in my view. All other characters are momentary. They come just for a second and they go away. What are the minor characters of Sundarakanda? Children have to tell. You know the story of Sundarakanda? Any of you? How many of you know Hanuman? Yes. You know Hanuman's story? Yes. In Hanuman's story, what are the characters? Minor characters. Anjana, yes. Sugriva. Sugriva is not minor character. Of course, Anjana also is not minor character. She appears to be minor character, but she is a mother, right? When he is crossing the ocean, who comes first? Yes, Mainaka, then Surasa. They know. They are talking about Sugriva, Anjana. Surasa, Mainaka. Next, Simika. And the great Langini. This Lankini comes. And then all these guys come in the first chapter. See, Sundarakanda has 68 chapters. A very huge book. If you start to chant Sundarakanda, it will go for some 5.5 hours. 5.5 hours you have to read it. In Ramcharitamanas, you can complete it just in an hour. Very compact, very simple. Here you have a huge Sundarakanda in Valmiki Ramayana. Okay. And in the first chapter, all these guys come. Mainaka, Surasa, Simika, finished. And in the third chapter, Langini comes. That's it. Then some minor characters are coming. They all are sleeping. Okay. Mandodari, Ravana, all are sleeping. That's it. And what are the other minor characters? Rakshasis around Sita. They are also minor characters. Ekajata, Trijata, so on and so forth. And then the minor characters, after the conversation with Sita, Hanuman starts to destroy this Ashokavana, Ashoka grove. He encounters, who are they? Some Rakshasas. Names? Akshakumara, Jambumali, all these Rakshasas. He is fighting with them. These are all minor characters. So these characters are momentary, they are coming and going, they are not coming to our focus when we go through Sundarakanda. Okay. See, beyond all these characters, Sundarakanda has 2 dimensions. Please understand. Sundarakanda's first dimension, which is not our focus here. What's that? If you read Sundarakanda, it bestows all welfare to you and it gives wonderful things. Hanuman blesses everybody. And you can get even riches, wealth, and visa, very important. Green card. Do they call here also green card? No, only in USA. It must be here blue card, I don't know. Okay. So all these things, Hanuman. In Gujarat, there is a Hanuman whose name is Visa Hanuman. People go and have darshan of that Hanuman. So we have to read Sundarakanda so that all good things can happen in our house. This is one dimension of Sundarakanda. But this is not the ultimate Swarupam of Sundarakanda. This can be true. I don't disagree with this, or I don't call it as a superstition. So many people get so many boons from Hanuman and from Sundarakanda. But Sundarakanda is not for that. Okay. It has some other purpose. So the second dimension of Sundarakanda is what is our topic today. That's why its name is Heart of Sundara Kandam. That is nothing but Sharanagati, about which we are going to see. So here, the advanced spiritual aspirants, when they go through Sundarakanda, they see only 3 characters everywhere. No other character they see. One, Sita Devi. Sundare, Sundari, Sita. Okay. This Kanda is called a Sundarakanda because it is the Kanda of Sita Devi. It's a Kanda of Sitamma. Anywhere when mother comes, it is considered as beauty in Indian traditions. That is why Saundarya Lahari is called as Saundarya Lahari. Okay, this motherliness is seen to be the true beauty. And Hanuman. Due to Hanuman also, this is Sundarakanda, second character. Third character, who comes only in the end of, fag end of Sundarakanda, but he is pervasive throughout Sundarakanda text. Rama. Only these 3. These 3 are the major characters of Sundarakanda. Theme of Sundarakanda is getting revolved around these characters. What's that theme? Simple. Love of Sita and Rama. Sita's love to Rama, Rama's love to Sita. And there is a messenger. In any love story, messenger is very important. In any Kavya, say a very popular Gita Govindam, messenger is very important. And there are some texts of love which focus only on messenger, Hamsa Sandesham, Megha Sandesham, Megha Dutam, see, Brahmara Geetam, where bee can become a messenger, doe can become a messenger. You know that Ravi Verma art. A doe is standing with Damayanti, and this doe is messenger. Messenger plays a very vital role. And here, this messenger is the hero of Sundarakanda. Who is that? Hanuman. That is why he is called as Ramaduta. See, there are various Ramadutas in Valmiki Ramayana itself. Even Angada is a Ramaduta. But as soon as I say Ramaduta, whom you remember? Hanuman. Why? Because Angada may be Ramaduta, he may be a messenger between Rama and Ravana. But Hanuman is not that much. Hanuman is a messenger between Sita Devi and Rama. It's a very, very important role. Okay. So let me talk about Hanuman little later. But anyhow, messengership. Can I call messengership? Messengerhood? I don't know how to call it. Let me coin this word. Messengership. Okay. This messengership indicates acharyatva. In fact, acharya is a messenger. Messenger is not a very minor role or trivial role. It's a very, very important role. In Mahabharata, the Lord is messenger. Krishna is messenger in Mahabharata. And in Mahabharata Tatparya Nirnaya, it's a very nice text by Madhvacharya. Madhvacharya says, since Hanuman became messenger, Rama felt indebted. He became messenger of Bhimasena. Hanuman and Bhimasena are the Amsha again of Vayudevata. Therefore, Rama came as Krishna to become messenger of Bhimasena. That's how he says. Bhagavan gives some consolation, some compensation in various avatars. These dimensions Madhvacharya brings. Like in this Ramayana Natakam, in Ramayana drama, Indra's son became the enemy of Rama. Yeah, Jayanta is there, Vali. Okay. And Sugriva is a friend of Rama who is Surya's son. Therefore, to console Indra, the next avatara, Indra's son is the best friend of Krishna, and Surya's son became Karna. This is the way Madhvacharya sees, okay, in that text, Mahabharata Tatparya Nirnaya. Coming back to the point, here messenger is very important. Agnim Dutam Brunimahe, Rigveda says. Agni is the messenger who is in between mortals and immortals. Very important deity of Rigveda. And in Ramayana, Hanuman is a messenger. Any messenger is an acharya. Here, in philosophical text, okay, in Ramayana, Hanuman is acharya. And he is a messenger in between Rama and Sita, Rama and Bharata, Rama and Sugriva. Okay, and Rama and Ravana too. Hanuman plays the role of acharya to Ravana too. Ravana did not accept. That is his mistake. He is a bad student. Okay. So, all these good students, good sishyas like Bharata and Vibhishana, very important. For all these great souls, Hanuman became acharya, and it continues in history. It not only stops with Ram. There are some epic characters who continue. That's beautiful. Okay. In the culture. Only few characters continue. In Mahabharata, all other characters are only characters in epic. Drishtadyumna. Okay. Bhishmacharya even. Drona, Karna. These are just characters in epic. They are not consistent. They don't continue as a flow in our culture. Beyond Mahabharata, Krishna flows as a dhara. Krishna continues, and Krishna talks to us up to our times. Bhishmacharya doesn't talk. Okay. Neither Drona and Duryodhana should not talk. And in our culture up to our times, don't think that only Yashoda is Yashoda. There are several Yashodas. Even Periyalvar becomes Yashoda. The great Vittalanatha becomes Yashoda. Yashoda always comes, even in our house, we can become Yashoda. Yashodas. We can become Arjuna, Sakya Bhava, Vatsalya Bhava. In these bhavas, we can approach Krishna. Krishna is not a character in some epic. Krishna is a part and parcel of our life. Okay. And in Tamil Nadu, also in Andhra Pradesh, another character from Mahabharata is a flow. She did not get stagnant. Who is that? Draupadi. Draupadi flows up to our times. May not be with the high-fied society, rich people. But if you go to villages, you can see Draupadi Amman temple, a huge culture which is around Draupadi. Okay, huge culture. Only you understand that if you move with them. Draupadi Nataka, I have moved with those people. See how it happens. What kind of vrata they observe for the sake of Draupadi. Only in Draupadi temple, this Agni, what can we say? Agni ordeal, fire ordeal start. Fire walk. Fire walk started only in Draupadi Mandir, Draupadi temple. Because she was born of fire. And Draupadi's devotion of the people, one who enacts as Dushasana, before his enaction, he should observe vrata and he has to go to Draupadi idol and should cry and classicking, oh mother, you are my mother. Tomorrow I am going to enact as Dushasana. You have to forgive me. All these things are, so many things are there in Draupadi tradition, in villages. And they believe that Dushasana, if Dushasana doesn't do that, Dushasana actor, if he doesn't do that, he will be harmed if he enacts as Dushasana in the drama. In that Terukooth, it is called as Terukooth. And this kind of Draupadi culture is found in Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. I don't know about Kerala. And interestingly, when I came to know before several years, our new president's name is Draupadi. Oh, this name is prevalent in Tamil Nadu, but how it has come to Odisha? Then I started to Google and I understood so many things about Orissa. So it not only stops with the south of India, in east also Draupadi is prevalent. The eastern tribal people, they have this Draupadi culture. While I was going through several articles regarding Orissa, I understood that the whole of Orissa is made up of Mahabharata. Very important, very interesting. Okay. A state, Orissa got shaped through a culture based on Mahabharata. Even Jagannath is of Mahabharata. The whole of state is made up of Jagannath. You see the scripts of Odia language. If you see those scripts, they appear to be Jagannath. Very interesting. Such a very powerful, impactful epic, Mahabharata. Okay. In Mahabharata, these two characters remain a flow. Krishna and Draupadi. They are not stagnant. In Ramayana, three major characters are flow. These are the major characters of Sundarakanda. Who are they? Rama, Sita, and Hanuman. As I said, story is a Kavya. And see, Kavya will have a depth. I think there are two terms. What is that? Centrifugal, centripetal. Have you heard of these words? Like one horizon, another one depth. Okay. Mahabharata is like this. It may have some 500 characters and so many events. Ramayana is a Kavya where depth is very important. It's not like this. So many events you can't see that. Ramayana moves very slowly. The two, Sundarakanda is dead slow. Sundarakanda never moves. Please understand. This is the focus of Valmiki. 15th chapter of Sundarakanda, what is that? Hanuman sees Sita. Then 17th chapter, what is happening? Hanuman is sitting upon the tree watching Sita. 19th chapter, what is happening? Same. A story is not moving at all. And the story is very simple. If you start to narrate the story, you can finish it in half an hour, probably. But that half an hour story content, Valmiki is dragging for 5.5 hours because it's a story of a day. If you go to Ayodhya Kanda is a story of a month. Rama starts his journey to forest. 5 days he goes to Chitrakuta. 6th day Dasharatha dies. And for 7 days Dasharatha's messengers, Vasishta's messengers go to Kakaya kingdom to bring Bharata. And again further 7 days Bharata's journey. Then for 10 days Bharata is performing rituals, funeral rituals. After that he moves to Chitrakuta for 5 days. Okay. The whole thing, just in a month, everything is finished. So it's a story of a month. Ayodhya Kanda is a story of a month. And Aranya Kanda is a story of some 13 years. Kishkinda Kanda is a story of some 5 to 6 months. Yuddha Kanda again is a story of a month. Sundara Kanda is a story of a day. Please understand. Okay. Prabhagna Chiraratriyam. Sujatamula Subhaga. Valmiki calls this night as Subhaga, very auspicious night, Sundarakanda night. Sujatamula. It has a very nice foundation. It is very auspicious. Such a kind of night this is. Hanuman waits and enters into Lanka at night. He comes to Lanka at evening, he enters at night. In midnight, when moon is in the middle, he sees Sita Devi. Probably at the early morning, he might have talked to Sita Devi. And finally, he fights with all Rakshasas and comes back probably next day afternoon. Okay, he comes back. So it's a story of a day. A story of the day is narrated for 68 chapters. So it never moves. Because here, more than the story, theme is important. It never moves means every moment is recorded. Please understand, every moment is extremely important this day. Because please understand, this day determines Hanuman. If you remove this day from Hanuman's life, today nobody worships Hanuman. Nobody will worship Hanuman. Yeah. See, that's interesting. So many other things may be added to Hanuman, but without this day, Hanuman's life is not determined. Hanuman continues to be with us in our cultural flow. We become Hanuman. See, Hanuman comes. Devi aati hai. ऐसा कहता है ना? Sami vandadu. There, Hanuman also comes in our Sampradaya Bhajanai and all. When Bhagavatas are singing, Hanuman comes to. See, if you are highly emotionally charged, you identify yourself with the Devata. It means you are soaked with that Hanuman. You are merging in that Hanuman. Such an importance we give to Hanuman. How? Please understand. Such an importance we give to Hanuman. All these things happen only because of this one day. This day is the most important day in Hanuman's life. Valmiki records this day. Since it is a Kavya, the story moves very slowly. Yeah. Anyhow, 3 characters, Sita, Rama and Hanuman. Sita Rama's love, where Hanuman understands Sita's heart thoroughly and presents that heart to Rama as it is. and he understands Rama's heart thoroughly and presents to Sita Devi as it is. Okay, this communication. Sollin Selvan, Kamban says. Okay, he is the most eloquent, the best speaker. Okay, okay. Now let us have a glimpse of Sita. What is Sita? What is Sita? Not who is Sita. Who is Sita? You all know. Janaka Rajakumari and Sunayana's daughter. Sunayana has come. There is Sunayana. Yeah, yeah. Sunayana's daughter and daughter-in-law of King Dasharatha and Kausalya. All these things you know. What is Sita? Beautifully, here Swami Deshikan in this sloka brings that. Again, that sloka. Okay, that sloka, Darpodakra Dasananendriya Mano Naktanchara Dishtite. Sita. Yes, thanks. Dehesmin Bhavasinduna Parigate Dinam Dasamastitaha Lanka Rudda Videharaja Tanaya. Okay. Sita is a Jivatman. And Lanka Rudda Videharaja Tanaya. Lanka is the physical body. And here a symbolic way of expression in Sankalpa Suryodaya. Ravana's 10 heads are 10 senses. Ravana is Rajoguna. Kumbhakarna is Tamoguna. Vibhishana is Sattva-guna. And Lanka is a city. Rather than city, it's a fort. That is this body. And you see, a illusory deer comes, which is illusion, Maya. What is this Maya here? Mistaking non-eternal to be eternal, mistaking threat to be beautiful. Okay, that is this Maya. So, getting attracted to that Maya, this Jiva got separated from Paramatman. And Jiva is in this Deha, this body. That's a fort. This is Navadwarapura. This body is a fort. Lanka is that body. Lanka is surrounded by the ocean. And this body also is surrounded by the ocean. That is a samsara. Markandeya sees samsara as a sea. Samyak saratiti samsaraha. Okay. Samsara is a flow. Life is a flow. So this is the whole of samsara in which Jeevatman resides in the body like Sita resides in Lanka. So what? So what? It's wonderful. Lanka is in the heights of materialistic pleasures. Even the great Valmiki did not describe Ayodhya or Kishkinda in such detail. Lanka is definitely richer than Ayodhya and Kishkinda. Yahi Vaisravane Lakshmihi Yacha Indre Harivahane. Sa Ravana Grihe. The wealth which is found in Kubera or Indra, all those riches are found simultaneously in this Lanka. Lanka is the richest city of the world. Like existing USA. The time of Ramayana, Lanka was the richest city of the world. So heights of materialistic pleasures can be enjoyed in this Lanka. You see Ravana who symbolizes Rajoguna. This Ravana offers the whole of Lanka to Sita Devi. Ravana says Sita, when he was wooing, he says, I submit the whole of Lanka to you. I transfer the property. In fact, I myself a property to you. And you can command me. You can command me. I can remain as your servant. You can rule me and you can rule the whole of Lanka. You can rule the whole world. Okay. This is what Ravana offers. So, what is wrong with this place? With all these materialistic pleasures around, Sita is suffering. This is interesting. Sita is suffering. Sita is not happy here. There's something like a very great Bhagavata or a very great Vaishnava who is with his acharya, who is in a Sathsangha in some Divyadesam like Kanchipuram or Srirangam, who stays there, going to the temple every day, which is the prime duty of a Vaishnava. Kutim krutva tasmin yadugiri tate nitya vasatihi. These are the final words of Ramanujaacharya. Okay. So, anyhow, a Vaishnava's prime duty is to be in a Divyadesa and to do some kainkaryam. This Kutim krutva tasmin is translated as Amudubadi Sattubadi Seidu Kondu. எம்பெருமான் உகந்து எழுந்தருளிய ஏதேனும் ஒரு திவ்ய தேசத்தில் அமுதுபடி சாத்துபடி செய்து கொண்டு. That is how a Vaishnava has to live, but for some unknown reason or to gain some wealth or riches, he left that divya desam and he is sitting somewhere in a very rich country like USA or UK even to earn a lot. See, I am not telling whether it is right or wrong. I am not going to the debate. But his core nature is to be in that Divyadesam, serving the Lord Narayana, either Varadarajan or Ranganathan or Sundarajan. Okay. And being in a very rich country or very rich city, gaining lot of wealth, even though he has all comforts, his core heart is throbbing. Oh, when shall I go back? When shall I be in that Divyadesam? When shall I do Kainkaryam for my Lord? With that kind of feel, he is sitting in some material world for some purpose, for some reason. Not even, you can't call it as purpose. For some reason, he is sitting there. So, this can be an example for Sita's state. Sita is in Lanka, surrounded by these Rakshasis. And Ravana says, be the queen of the whole, Mama Agramahishi Bhava. Be the queen of the whole of Lanka. This is what Ravana says. Still Sita suffers because Sita has that clarity of understanding. She understands that her core nature is not these materialistic pleasures. My core nature is something different. Here Valmiki beautifully brings that in this verse. Naisha pashyati rakshasyaha neman pushpapaladruman ekasta hridaya nunam ramameva anupashyati ramameva anupashyati yesha na pashyati rakshasyaha. Neither she sees Rakshasis around, nor the trees which have blossoms. Neman pushpapaladruman. Here is a very nice expression. Those who know Sanskrit can understand what I tell here. Rakshasyaha. Naisha Pashyati Rakshasyaha. Rakshasyaha is a Pratama Bahuvachanam. It's a plural of a first case, which cannot come here. When Valmiki says Sita doesn't see Rakshasis around, Ditiya Bahuvachanam should come. Second case plural has to come. But the first case plural comes here. Naisha Pashyati Rakshasyaha. It's a grammar mistake. Normally, we don't bother with the grammar mistake of great souls. We say Arsha. It's called as Arsha. If some grammar mistakes come in Vyasa or Valmiki, they are not considered to be grammar mistake at all. There is a research paper. It's a very unnecessary thing, which shows how many grammar mistakes come in Narayaniyam. Not required. Content is very important. Content is more important than, see, this is universal. Okay, grammar mistakes can be found in Shakespeare. Grammar mistakes can be found in even Kalidasa. Leave alone Rishis. Okay, if you write a huge book which has 40,000 lines, I was talking about it. Some grammar mistakes tend to happen. Even in Johnson dictionary grammar mistake, an old lady found, my dear Dr. Johnson, here is a mistake in your dictionary. You know Sreenivasa Shastri, silver tongue. Srinivasa Shastri. Have you heard of him? He found a grammar mistake in Queen English, Victoria's English, when he came to London on those days. These things can happen. Leave it. Content is more important. But when you come to the point, now, Naisha Pashyati Rakshasyaha, I deliberately brought this aspect. Valmiki is not using the second case plural, he uses only the first case plural for a very important purpose. This is my view, whether others accept it or not. It's my own view. This is because through this he wants to convey the scenes which she sees around, they are not connected to her. Okay. Naisha Pashyati Rakshasihi, it should come like that. He says Naisha Pashyati Rakshasyaha. These scenes are not connected to her. If I tell this in Tamil, Sitai Rakshasihalai Parkavillai. Rakshasihalai என்று சொல்லுவதற்கு அங்க ராட்சசிகளை இந்த லை ஐ இல்லை இங்க ராமாயணத்தில். இது எக்ஸாக்டா வரணும்னா சீதை பார்க்கவில்லை ராட்சசிகள். பக்காவா அப்படியே லிட்ரலா டிரான்ஸ்லேட் பண்ணணும்னா அப்படிதான் வரும். சீதை பார்க்கவில்லை ராட்சசிகள். ஏன்னா ராட்சசிகளை அப்படிங்கிற ஐ போட்டாச்சுன்னா பார்க்கறதுக்கும் அவளுக்கும் ஒரு கனெக்ஷன் வந்துடுமே. அது கூட வராத அளவுக்கு அவளை பார்க்கலையாம். For this purpose, Maharshi Valmiki uses the first case plural. Naisha Pashyati Rakshasyaha. In English, we have only one plural. First case plural, second case plural, third case plural. Like that, you don't have so many plurals, which makes the language very simple, of course. But the classical languages like Greek or Latin or Tamil or Sanskrit, they will, since they are very rich languages, they have so many plurals. For second case, some other plural. For third case, some other plural. It's not a Kochai language, Tamil or Sanskrit both. Therefore, that's why I expressed it in Tamil better you may understand it in a better way. ராட்சசிகளை பார்க்கவில்லை. நைஷா பஷ்யதி ராட்சஸ்யா நேமானு புஷ்பபலத்ருமான். So in such a way, Sita is just focusing on Rama. Even if you say she is focusing on Rama, it becomes a sadhana. Valmiki is not talking about any sadhana here. Sharanagati is not a sadhana of a Jivatman. Sharanagati is Jivatman's nature. This is what Sri Ramanuja says. That's the uniqueness of Ramanuja. Before him, I think nobody said that. Okay. Sharanagati can be a sadhana. It is one of the sadhanas. That's what generally the acharyas said. Generally philosophers said. But here Sri Ramanuja derives this. This is a swarupam. This is the core nature of a jiva. Which is the core nature of the jiva? Belongingness to the divine. That is what I called as Bhagavat Cheshata Eka Rasam. Okay. Rasa, again, difficult to translate. Getting delight in the belongingness of the divine alone is the core nature of this Jivatman. If this Jivatman is not traveling in that path, it will suffer with its own upadhis, adjuncts. Okay. However delightful these adjuncts may be in their peripheral look. So, Lanka is the richest city of the world. All these riches are around. And frankly speaking, Valmiki describes Ravana as handsome. He is flamboyant. Vasantaiva murtimana. Ravana is not described as very ugly or dirty or disgusting. He is a spring season embodied. Vasantai sakalpa vriksha pratimaha. He resembles kalpaka vriksha. And he is Vasantaiva murtimana. He is a spring season embodied. Not only that, then Pushitopi is well decorated. Here comes an expression. He is well decorated like a smashana mantapa. Valmiki says, smashana chaitya pratimaha bhushitopi bhayankaraha. He is well decorated like a smashana mantapa. He resembles kalpaka vriksha. He is Vasanta spring season embodied. This is how Ravana is described. Ravana is described by Valmiki in several places. Okay. With all these things, Sita never identifies herself, and Sita thoroughly clearly understands her core nature to be Rama. Belongingness to the divine. Belongingness of Rama is her core nature. That is how she identifies. Not identifies. That is how she recognizes. This recognition is Sharanagati. Yes. Sharanagati is Jnanam. Sharanagati is a core nature. And this is again the uniqueness of Ramanuja's philosophy. When he defines Jiva, he defines in this way. Jiva is again Bhagavat Cheshataika Rasa is the definition of Jiva. Jeevathman. There is a hearsay story. I don't know whether it is true or not. A hearsay story. Every day, early morning, Sri Ramanujaacharya writes Sri Bhashyam. He doesn't write, he dictates, and a very great soul, Ramanuja's prime disciple, Mudalihal, they say, right? That prime disciple, Kurattalwan, just 10 minutes I will conclude. Kurattalwan writes, this Sri Bhashyam. And every day he takes that Sri Bhashyam to his house. Okay. Next day he brings that. Sri Ramanujaacharya dictates, he writes. When he takes that to the house, his wife, her name is Andalamayar, she looks at that text. Sometimes she also gives a suggestion. And it is told that it is her suggestion to define Jeevatman in this way. After listening to her suggestion, Sri Ramanujacharya sent Kurattalvan to his acharya, to Ramanuja's acharya, who was in Tirukotiyur Nambi. And why? To verify. Verify what? Can we define Jivatman in this way? Okay. Kurattalvan went to Tirukotiyur, and Tirukotiyur Nambigal gave a Nammalvar's Pasuram to Kurattalvan and said, based on this Pasuram, Brahmasutram can be interpreted. And that Pasuram has a word. That word is Adiyen. Okay. Very, very powerful word. This Adiyen. You can't translate this Adiyen into any language, including Sanskrit. Okay. Some magazines come, some Shiva Vaishnava magazines come in English. What is that magazine? I think Lakshmi Narasimha Priya. Narasimha Priya. I'm curious. While I saw that in English, I was curious how they have translated Adiyan. So, anyhow, the word Adiyan is quite often used by Shiva Vaishnavas. Definitely, Narasimha Priya will have that word. And this is an English version. May I see how it is translated? When I was going through the passages, I could see the same word Adiyan is used. Adiyan come, Adiyan go. Okay. In that way, because you can't translate it. Adiyan is not just I. Adiyan is not just to express humility or humbleness. It is also there, of course. Adiyan is the definition of Jivatman in Vishishtadvaita philosophy. Okay. Beautiful. Adiyar, Adiyan means servant. But when you make it as this Ekara, when Adiyan, this A comes, it becomes me. Okay. And this, what you said? Is it servitude? Huh? Okay, self-servient. This service, the servient, subservient, is inseparable from me. This is what the word Adiyan conveys. So, Nammalvar's Pasuram, which contains the word Adiyan, which was given by Ramanuja's acharya to Ramanuja, when he learnt, his acharya gave that Pasuram, from that Pasuram, Sri Ramanujaacharya divined Jeevathma. This is a hearsay story. So, Sita Devi, when you come to Sita Devi here, Jeevatman is not very negative or ugly. Okay, please understand. Jeevatman, you need not take it as a very filthy thing, very bad thing. No. There is a positive connotation regarding Jeevatman. Okay. It's a very positive thing. It is self-subservient to the divine. Is it not inferior? how to be proud to call myself as servant. Dasoham Kosalendrasya, Hanuman says. Yeah, Adiyan can be translated in Sanskrit, I think, as Dasoham, finished. But here is two words. This is not exact Adiyan. Nachinilla. Adiyan is Adiyan alone. Okay. Dasoham Kosalendrasya Ramasya Klishta Karmanaha. Dasoham, Hanuman says. Dasoham is not a very comfortable word. How can I be a servant to some other person? You can't be servant to some other person, yeah. God is not some other person. God is antaryami. God is innate. The divine is antaryami. If you become servant to any other external material object, that will drag you to some danger. If you don't become subservient to your antaryamin, to your divine, which is innate to you, as penalty, you will become subservient to any external material thing. I used the word penalty, may not be right. It's a very rude word. It's not that someone is sitting and giving penalty to you. No, it's not like that. It's natural. This Jivatman, it tends to become subservient to something. Better to become subservient to the divine. Otherwise, it will be dragged to some other thing. Can be alcohol, can be some intoxication, can be some other thing. Okay. You submit all your senses to Bhagavan. Listen to his stories through ears. See Bhagavan through your eyes. Lord Venkateswara is there. You can see through your eyes. And sing his glories. Chant his names in this way. You submit all your senses to Bhagavan. Bhagavatam says, these senses are created because so that you can submit all these senses to the divine. Okay. Karana Kale, see, even Dayasatakam says this. Okay. O Daye, O compassion of the divine. You brought all these senses to me so that these senses can serve the divine. So this is the purpose of life and this is the core nature of a Jivatman in which Sita dwells. What Sita does here in Lanka, she doesn't do any other thing. She is just sitting and she is in the deep meditation of Sri Ramachandra. Again, meditation is not a sadhana here. The remembrance of Rama is the core nature of Sita here. Rameti Rameti Sadaiva Buddhya Vichintya Vacha Bruvati Tameva Tasyanurupam Chakatam Tamartham Yevam Prapashyami Tata Srunomi. Like Nammalvar. Again, I take Nammalvar. The principle which is under this Puliyamaram, tamarind tree, the principle which is Tattvam, Krishna Trishna Tattvam, which is under the tamarind tree, and the Tattvam, the principle which is under this Ashoka tree, Shimshupa tree, these two Tattvams are one and the same. And Nammalvar identifies herself with Sita. Kayum kadum silai en kahuttan varamal mayum vahai ariyen valvinaye penpiranden. Nammalvar cries, laments like Sita in his Pasuram. So what Nammalvar did? Just sitting in the hole of tamarind tree and always being always experiencing Bhagavat Cheshataika Rasa. The same here Sita does, being Ramakrishna Tattvam. Okay. This is Jiva Tattva. Okay. Just in two or 3 minutes I will finish. Then Paramatman. What is that? Ramachandra. Of course, Ramachandra has various other works. Jeevatman has so many things with him, like his name, form, all those things, attributes. But his core is this Sharanagati, being subservient to the divine. The same way, Paramatman also has so many things with him. What are they? Creation, sustenance, and destruction, which is called as Jagat Vyapara. All these things are only external attributes to Paramatman, in my view. Paramatman as it is, if you need the core definition of Paramatman, peripheral definition of Paramatman, in my view, is Yatova imani bhutani jayante ye najatani jivanti. This is a peripheral definition. Creations. What is God? Creator. These are all peripheral definition. The core definition of God is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. This is the core definition. Satyam, Jnanam, and Anantam are the Kalyana Gunas in Ramanuja's language. Okay. And that is the divine. So the grace, compassion determines God. Okay. And that is what we see in Rama. Sita throbs to attain Rama. That's a great thing, wonderful thing. But Rama too. Rama, this is a very, very unique text. Ramayana is a unique literature. Rama too throbs to attain Sita. Even in conjugal love, poets describe how beloved suffers in separation of lover. Lover separation, they don't describe much. Not only in India, in any, country of the world. When they describe separation, they talk only mainly about beloved. Okay. But here is an epic. Even in conjugal love point of view, how Rama misses Sita becomes a very important content of Ramayana. In the same way, all Bhakti Shastras may describe how Bhaktas suffer to attain the divine, how Bhaktas miss Bhagavan. But Ramayana is the Bhakti Shastra, is the only Bhakti Shastra, unique Bhakti Shastra, which talks about how Bhagavan misses Bhakta. Rama is in search of Sita. How Sharanya is missing Sharanagata and how Sharanya throbs to attain Sharanagata. That compassion is brought in this epic. Compassion defines Bhagavan. If this is the case, Rama is the most compassionate Lord. Karunya Varam Nidhi, Karuna Murtihi. Ocean of compassion, Karuna Sindhuhu. That great Rama wishes to attain Sita, and Sita also wishes to attain Rama. But in between, an acharya is required to unite Paramatman and Jiva, divine and the devotee. Adyatve Hanumat Samena Guruna Prakyapitartaf Puman. Hanumat Samena Guruna, there comes Hanuman. If I start to talk about him, it will take a lot of time. Therefore, Hanuman's Acharya Lakshana, what is Hanuman? Okay, I dealt with what is Sita. I am not even satisfied. I did not even deal with what is Rama here much. If I take Hanuman here, it will take another 1 more hour. Probably tomorrow's topic, I think. Yeah. Tomorrow's lecture is Hanuman the Guru. Huh? Okay. So, regarding Hanuman, if you see Hanuman as an Acharya, one of the greatest Acharyas who continues to guide the people. He doesn't stop in Ramayana. He is in our culture. Even now he guides. He guided Bhimasena in Mahabharata. He guided the great Samartha Ramadas. He guided Goswami Tulsidas. He guided Tyagaraja Swamigal. To any Rama Bhakta, Hanuman is acharya. Okay. This guidance through Hanuman continues. Kripa karu Gurudev ki nai. This is what Tulsidas says. So, that great Hanuman is uniting Sita and Rama as a great acharya. This is the essence of Sundarakanda. This is the heart of Sundarakanda. Sundarakanda means the book of beauty. Okay, fine. One more meaning for Sundarakanda. If you go to the etymological meaning of Sundarakanda, it is und. Root is und. Und kledane. Undi kledane. Und is to wet. Sushtu. Su is added as a prefix with und. Then comes Sundara, which means to wet the heart. So Sundarakanda is the book that wets the heart, that touches the core heart. This is the meaning of the word Sundarakanda. So how it touches the core heart, how it wets the heart? By deliberating the pure love, unconditional love of Sita Devi and Rama. So may we all have that devotion with the guidance of Hanuman. ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.